welcome to another video. Haha, it's been a while. I need to get some things off my chest, and I'll go into those later. But the first thing I'd like to do is thank a lot of people. But before I even do that, I'm going to say one thing. Awesome congratulations to Brett Badley for achieving a pretty amazing milestone in getting 80 odd subs. I think he's on 82 or something as I record this. So massive congratulations to him. That's pretty amazing, really. In terms of myself, I've been thinking a lot about stuff, and I think that the time is right now to just do a video. It's very off the cuff, even for me, but I feel like I need to say something or do something just to sort of maybe right a couple of wrongs, because I've been very quiet, and that ain't, to some people that ain't right, because if you remember me from before, you might have forgotten me by now, but if you remember me from before, you'll know that I was quite active on YouTube, and I want to come back to that at some stage. But I feel that to be completely silent is I shouldn't have done it, but I'll go into all that in a bit. The first major thing on my mind at the moment is saying thanks to certain peoples, and I'll go into that now. I'd like to thank the Donovan Viper. Check out his channel. It's pretty straightforward stuff, really. Go and see him. Go and sub to him if you don't already do so. The guy is pretty much a legend, in my opinion, and I'm sure he'll downplay it, but his wisdom it holds no bounds. Do you know what I mean? In terms of what he's done on Twitter, he's pretty much kicked me in the right direction. He's pretty much been alright over the weeks and months, and he's encouraged me to get back onto YouTube, get back on the saddle, so to speak. I was very reluctant, and I didn't go into the reasons with him, because at the end of the day, he was being nice, and he was being positive, and when I'm negative, it's like a virus. It plagues other people very much. So I didn't want to just moan, basically. I was grateful for everything that he was saying. Pretty much the bulk of what I've been doing recently has been on Twitter. Now, if you happen to follow me on Twitter, Games Bloke, why aren't you following me? Then you'll know that I've been doing, well, it's just been really random. And I've gone into it a little bit on Twitter, but I'm going to go into it a lot now. Stay with me. The truth is, I've questioned YouTube quite massively, really. I'm thinking to myself, in the grand scheme of things, like what's going to happen I'm thinking philosophically here, right? I'm thinking, what's going to happen in 20 years' time? Am I still going to be doing this stuff? And I've been taking stock of who I am, and thinking about stuff. To be honest, I went through a phase where I believed that this thing was going to be for a long-term proposition, and I still want it to be. But I've had to look at other things in my life, and the one thing which was literally and figuratively kicking my backside was the job stroke financial situation. I moaned about it randomly on various chatettes and various things that I did on the channel, and I tried to make it seem insignificant in comparison to my love of games, but it was doing my head in, and it was really plaguing how I live my life to begin with, and also how I was doing things on everything, on Twitter, on YouTube, and all the rest of it. So I'm thinking to myself, how do I get over myself? And I took a massive hiatus, basically. That was the ultimate result. I had to get my life in order. That was the top and tail of it. My life was trash. No, not random job, no job on occasion. Sort of random in and out of relationship type stuff, and all kinds of crap. And ultimately, if people who know me on Twitter will know that obviously, you know, I've got everything pretty much sewn up in terms of relationship. So, but in terms of the job, I was still sort of getting frustrated, getting angry, all that kind of crap. And the result of it was, you know, I'd come home from and I had days trying to find a job. And I just get stressed out and bored and just not. I didn't have any enthusiasm to do anything other than, well, yeah, feel sorry for myself basically. So time goes by. 1 week becomes 2 weeks. 2 weeks becomes a month. 2 months, 4 months, etc. And I'm looking at my channel. I'm looking at things, and I'm thinking, well, there, that's all right. That's not bad. That'll do. Whatever. It was all, to me, it was all average, blasé, mediocre, whatever. I was looking at things in a kind of like, what is the point kind of way. And that was all last year. So you get to like January, February of this year, and I'd refocused things in my life a little bit. Still sort of random with work and whatnot, but I'd gone for Christmas, believe it or not, I got a PlayStation 3. I think I probably mentioned it somewhere along the line, but it got me thinking about modern stuff, even though it wasn't modern, you know, it's like current gen in it or whatever. No, it's previous gen. But yeah, I was just thinking about stuff that want retro, and I was thinking about stuff that want what I'm used to, and my lifestyle and everything had sort of changed, and it was just, to be honest, I was just not concentrating on YouTube. I was just not concentrating on anything like that. The main thing I was concentrating on was Twitter. That was what was keeping me going, really. Now, you fast forward to the last 2 months, and wow, you know, it's been a massive transformation. I've got a fantastic job, and I've got an amazing, truly amazing girlfriend, and I've kind of re-established myself as an individual, and I feel a lot better. I've got a lot more self-confidence, whatever you want to describe it as. I've got a lot more zing, pizzazz, whatever. And the ultimate result of that is I need to start getting my priorities right, and they're pretty much 80% of what I want out of life is getting. I'm there. Do you know what I mean? I'm making the right choices, and I'm getting there in the end. And it's just great. I feel that kind of positivity again. I feel that zing, right, as I mentioned. And what's truly pushed me over the edge to make a video again, apart from obviously the people on Twitter saying make a video, and Donovan Viper, and Brett Badley, and my own girlfriend, for God's sake. Everybody was saying the same thing. Make a video. There's no reason not to. I kept putting it off. And then ultimately, tonight, I'm just thinking, I've got to do it. I've got to give it a go. And it was hard for me to make a fresh start. And this is what I've basically tried to do here. I'm basically, the way I'm treating it psychologically is this is a complete fresh start. So even though I've kind of been on YouTube, I kind of done that thing, I'm treating it like a fresh start. I'm treating it like, you know, a whole new sort of era. And there's two things that I'm going to be doing predominantly. Two things that I feel strongly about on my channel. Two things that I feel good about. And the first ones are the chatettes and the vlogs and all that kind of thing. Basically, the bits where I'm talking, bizarrely, ironically, are the bits that are usually the ones with quite a lot of views. I'm interested about going back to the gameplays, but I feel that that's a done deal. Do you know what I mean? That everybody and the mother does that kind of stuff. And as an artiste, you know, it bores me to tears. So I can only imagine what that would do to you, as the viewer. So, but I'm trying to think of, you as a viewer again. And I'm thinking, do you want to see my skull in every vid? And I'm thinking, maybe there's a way around that. And obviously I touched upon it. If you remember my YouTube, some of my earlier YouTube stuff, you'll know that I dabbled in the DJ radio thing. Random. But I felt reasonably confident about that. Now, I'm going to be brutal. I'm going to mention this, just sort of, don't know, it might not work out the way I was expecting it to, but I'm going to mention it anyway. We'd sort of kept the secret. I don't know if Brett Badley mentioned it on Twitter or anything like that, but basically we had this idea going of me and him doing a little bit of a chat thing together, and then sort of mixing it in, making a bit of a radio show, dual play type thing. And we kept dabbling with the idea, and ultimately, we got a bit mangy about it because we was trying to do it off Skype and it wasn't working the right way, and we ended up just fuck it, swearing and kicking, like you do when things don't go your way, right? So in the end, I just said to myself, well, put that one on the shelf, see ya, whatever. Now, I know Brett Badley's been doing his own thing life-wise, and he's been discovering himself in his own ways. And I noted his video, very interesting, very nice to see him back. We tend to feed off each other, which I don't think he'd want to admit this, and I don't feel I should have admitted it, but I'm going to admit it. I tend to feed off what he does, and he tends to feed off what I do. I don't know why. I have absolutely no idea why. I see something he does, and I'm like, oh yeah, good point. And then he'll see something that I do, and he'll be like, interesting, and it's kind of cool, but it's kind of irritating because it's like, are we got some kind of ESP shit going on? Anyway, it does our head in individually. I'm sure it does. I'm sure he's sat there now going, "What the hell are you doing a video for, you prat?" And well, yeah, what am I doing a video for? Well, I'm gonna tell you. The main reason for the video, apart from having a quick chat, is because I want to refocus what I'm doing on the channel, on my channel, and the main thing I want to do is wonder why Lisa's looking at dodgy thing. Anyway, Lisa sat next to me and she's looking at nudie pictures. Not very good. I'll have to have a word with her about that. They're not me, that's why. But anyway, the point is, why am I doing this? Well, I'll explain. The main thing I want to do is refocus the channel. I want to refocus everything that I've been doing. Now, originally, I made this kind of sweeping statement that I'm going to change, that you've got to evolve, right, for it to be any good. For you to progress, for me to progress as an artiste, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, a content creator, right? I want to be moving up the ladder, right? I want to be doing stuff a bit more creatively, and I want to have some individualness on the YouTube side or whatever. Truthfully, I'm shit at design. I'm absolutely crap. Stickmen, I can't even draw straight lines. I'm rubbish. And, you'd think that someone like myself, left-handed, all that kind of stuff, I'd be quite creative. And the truth is, I'm creative up here, but I can't bring it out there. So internally, yeah, very creative. Externally, I'm a twat. So basically, when it comes to actually designing stuff, no. So the only thing I can intelligently say is all my big sweeping plans or statements or whatever you want to call it were a load of crap. Soz. But yeah, they were a big load of rubbish. And the reason for that is real simple. I'm not very good at this kind of thing. So the plan is play to my strengths. And what are my strengths? Well, my gob, ultimately, is my strength. And shaky camera, that's also my strength. And saying air a lot, that's my strength. And that kind of thing, really. So you're going to be getting a shed load of me, literally. So brace yourselves. The reason I'm thinking this way is because I want to be me, and that has always been my focus. That's always been my thing. And there's some things that I'm gonna delve into. I will do probably gameplays somewhere along the line again, and all that rubbish. But I want to, if I can't evolve in the way that I'm expecting to, I want to sort of I want to do something fresh. And what could be fresher than this wonderful, look? Yeah, what could be fresher than that? So that's where I'm focusing it at the moment. Pretty much, you're going to get a load of my gob. And we'll see how we get on. What I've decided to do is sort of a middle ground between short and sweet and long and arduous. And I think I'm going to hit that middle ground quite well. Now, this particular video, I'm probably going to switch off soon. But I needed to do this firstly. I need to thank these people. I need to thank Donovan Viper, which I've already done. I need to thank Brett Badley, which I've probably already done. I need to thank Lisa, or L Howarth89 on Twitter. Wave, hello. I need to thank a bunch of people on Twitter who have basically been there. They've replied to my tweets, and I want to thank I want to thank whoever in Twitterdom has decided to hit the follow button, because it's pretty awesome having 1,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? That's some good shit. And I would like to thank the folks on YouTube that have basically just stuck around. You know, because you could unsub very easily, and I won't be offended. Let's face it, I hadn't done nothing. So there's people that are still sub to me. So there's people that are still interested in what I've got to say. And I'm flicking through idly my videos, and I'm thinking to myself, why has that got 400 views? Why has that got 500 views? Why has that got 1,000 views? Do you know what I mean? My brain is thinking, how is that possible? It's been stagnating, right? Now, you might hear a little giggle. That's Lisa, because she's listening in, because she's trying to embarrass me. But she ain't gonna, because this is the new me, do you know what I'm saying? This ain't me going red. The redness is because my camera's crap. That ain't because I'm blushing. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, the point is this. You're gonna get a side of me that I haven't totally displayed on YouTube before, which is this kind of sarcastic, bit daft, stupid kind of guy, right? The airs and the ums and the random shit, it's all in there. But you're gonna see what I've decided, hand on chest, right? And, you know, scouts on all that kind of crap, is you're gonna get the really real me. And that's the annoying, irritating, random me. Like, even more so. I've always tried to keep it straight on YouTube. I've always tried to keep it sensible and try and sort of rein it in a little bit. I've tried to be a little bit funny, tried to be a little bit this and that. And like with anything, like when you go out, like when I used to date, eventually the real you comes out, right? And for better or worse, that's it, right? So I'm thinking, you know, let's throw out the shackles, let's get rid of everything and just be who I am. And who I am, I'm still a gamer, still love games. PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita. I've got a PlayStation Vita, for God's sake. I'll probably discuss that in more detail on another vid. But basically, I've gone all modern and shit. And I feel that I need to just be a bit more freer in what I do. And that goes double for my life as well. Everything at the moment is moving in the right direction. And that is huge for me, because I've never had that for years. I've never had that feeling of satisfaction for years. I've never had that feeling of being able to do something and feel that sense of achievement, right? And that's why I'm obsessed with trophies on PlayStation or PSN. Because of that sense of achievement, right? So, there you go. Now, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you think that I'm a lunatic or not. Ask me stuff. Be brutal with your questions, even if it's something maybe on the verge of being insulting, just ask me. I'll answer it. Well, let's have a bit of debate. And if you want to know any specifics, I'll either stick them in the comments or I'll tell you about them in another vid. Something like that. But I'm going to say two things to you, and hopefully they might resonate. The first one is, I'm back. The second one is, it's going to be a different ball game this time. I'm thinking more my mug, that kind of thing. So let me know what you reckon in the comments. Let me know if you think I'm a lunatic, all that rubbish. Do me a favour, do me a big favour. If you're a bit of a fan of social media, I would encourage you to try and follow me. Follow me on Twitter. Basically, I really get my rocks off on the Twitter thing, as you'll know by the way that I do things. So if I don't know if you're new to Twitter or if you're a bit skeptical about it all, just add me. Add me, say hello, something along those lines. I promise you, it's a fun experience. But yeah, send me stuff, comments, F off, comments, whatever, anything you want to know, ask. I'm back. And this time, it's random. Cheerio.